Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube. I'm here to do my fan fiction story, Lady in White. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, when I do these, nothing is written down, as you can see. So here we go. We see a woman sitting on the beach. She's sitting down along the shoreline. As the ocean comes up and touches her toes, the woman has wrinkly skin. She is an elderly woman. She has dark hair and she is wearing a teal blue one-piece bathing suit. In front of the elderly woman is two young boys, both with dark hair. The woman hollers out, "Boys, boys!" The two young men stop. "Yes, Grandma Tracy?" Tracy begins to speak. "Why don't we go get an ice cream?" The two boys run over to their grandmother. They help her up off the ground. "Well, let's go." We now see them sitting after they've ordered their ice cream. They're sitting on a bench looking out to the ocean. The boys can't help but wonder what their grandma is staring at. She's just staring out to the ocean. One boy goes, "Grandma Tracy, why do you keep staring like that?" She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been dozing off a bit, daydreaming, I guess, about things I did when I was your age, or maybe even when I was a teenager." "Did you ever see anything strange, Grandma Tracy?" one of the young boys asked. She laughs. She goes, "Yes. Yes, I did, in fact." The boys sort of sit back with their eyes. One of the young boys, Adam, "What did you see, Grandma?" Tracy leans in as the boys lick their vanilla ice cream. "I saw a ghost." Boy's eyes go big. "Did you really, Grandma?" one boy says. "But yes, yes I did, when I was just 14. I was living in a town not too far from here, a place that is along the sea. This ocean, in fact, the Atlantic. It's a town called Collinsport. It's where Grandma grew up. You see, your grandpa worked for the for the Collins family. He worked on the boat. He was a fisherman. I rarely saw your grandfather when I was a little girl. In fact, I rarely saw him at all. He was so much at sea. He spent 6 months on and 3 months off. So, when I was 14, I was a freshman in the local Collinsport High School. And when you become a freshman, it's like a whole new world. Seniors look down upon you. To them, you're a fresh fish. And they would tease freshmen, and I was no different. I was being teased for my freckles. I decided to walk up to these senior girls who were teasing me, and I said, "What do I gotta do to get in with you?" One of the girls sort of looked at me. She said, "I like your tenacity." here's what you gotta do. You have to come with us tonight. And I said, why? She said, don't worry about it. You want to be in with us, don't you? I said, of course I do, I told the girl. And so, later that night, I got in these two girls' car. They drove an old Cadillac converter. And I got in the car, and I drove with them, rode in the back. As we rode up this winding road, it was getting dark and darker and darker. We came upon this old-looking house, what looked like a mansion. And one of the girls got out and opened the back door. She said, get out. And I had got out, I stepped out, she closed my door. She goes, if you really want to be with us, you have to stay in that house tonight. I looked at this old-looking house. It looked run down. The pillars seemed cracked. The windows were shattered. There were cobwebs on the front of it. It was a large Gothic mansion. I gulped. I was scared out of my mind. So I said, okay, nervously. The girls knew I was scared, but they drove off anyway. So I went into the house. And I decided to stay in this drawing room. It was really big. There was this beautiful portrait of this woman in white. I called her the Lady in White. She was so pretty. I don't know why I felt so at ease at that house. I didn't feel afraid until the noises began. I heard what sounded like whistling. Somebody was coming toward the house, but I couldn't see who it was. The doors began to shake. I began to sort of shiver. I shouted out, please stop. I'm only here on a dare. I could hear snickering. It was the two girls. They had come in. They began shoving me. They told me how much of a scared sissy I was. They had no intention of letting me be part of their crew. They just wanted to pick on me. Just then there was this big, bright, white light. At first I thought it was coming from the fireplace. It was behind me, but it was coming from above me. It was coming from the portrait. It was glowing white. And out come the Lady in White's hand, and she stepped out from out of the portrait. She was almost like she was walking down a staircase. She come out, the two girls' mouth dropped. They ran out of the house. She turned to me and extended her hand. I don't know why, but I reached out for her and she helped me up. She said, you should go home now, for this is no place for the living. I never forgot her, that Lady in White. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I'll see you probably in a couple nights. So